All right, let's get this going here. Eric Arnold, we're in the secondary studio. It's Wednesday. It's Friday afternoon, the 30th of April, and we're way late here with this video. Well, sometimes you actually have to do other things and sit in front of a camera and talk. So, days kind of got away from us. We've got a number of Friday picks. I'm not sure how many, 6 or 7. We're on a losing streak. Hey, Shazam! What else is new? And but hey, let's get to it here. Thursday, let's pull that up. Um, the only one I'm real sorry on here is maybe this Yankees game. Maybe we're gonna try to start doing something with these teams that should be covering but aren't, like the Yankees, where we don't trust them. Maybe we'll play the run line to shorten our exposure a little bit, so when they shit themselves, we don't get hurt so bad. They a one-run loss. It's one of those things that it could probably a bounce here, a pitch called a ball or a strike there might have made all the difference. So we lose there. Another one-run loss with the Rays. Again, ball bounces differently. We win. So, and then the Dodgers. I mean, what do you do there? I looked at the box score and I'm like, okay, so pretty much every one of the Dodgers starters played. Bauer throws a complete game. Gives up one home run to Travis Shaw, of all people. Gives up 2 runs over 8 innings, and the Dodgers are unable to hit Eric Lauer. It's just, that's going to happen 1 time out of 10, probably, maybe 2 times out of 10. So we saved a huge beating by having the run line there. So that is why we're thinking maybe we just need until we get out of this ditch that we're digging for ourselves, to just use that run line a little more to shorten our exposure. Because it seems like, when we have a team and they shit themselves. I mean, they don't just win by 1 run, which is that's the danger of the run line, because you have to win by 2 when you have the run line. These teams don't just squeak by; they just outright lose. And that's what's happening right now. See aforementioned, that means I mentioned it before in this video, which I have not, so that's the wrong use of the word. See that Mets game from earlier in the week where DeGrom got beat. We jump on that grenade at 242 or whatever the hell it was. If we had had the run line, we would have only probably lost 150. So I think that's something we should start looking at, and we are going to start looking at it in a minute. Quick mention about the NFL draft. I know we got some viewers that pay attention to that. I don't know. I don't follow it that close. My brother was jerking himself off about the Eagles pick. He thinks they finally made a good draft. I don't know. I don't know why they had to trade up to get Devontae Smith. To me, if they had just sat right where they were at the 12th pick, the Bears would have blown up their phone trying to trade to get, the quarterback. But I don't know. Maybe not. The sequencing of how that all went down, it's not crystal clear in my head of the timing of it, so it may not have happened that way. At any rate, you never know who's going to be good and who's not going to be good till 3-4 years down the road. I mean, I generally watch the thing and then I think to myself, well, here comes the Vikings, the Steelers, and the Ravens, and they're usually at the back of the draft because they're always good. And those are the players that are going to be good. Those teams just have a knack of picking good players. And then the teams at the front of the draft, you know, it's hit or miss whether those teams are, you know, I know that I thought the 49ers throwing over Jimmy Garoppolo for a 21-year-old who's never faced D1 competition. I thought that's crazy. You know, Trey Lance. I've never heard those two words together in my life until a month or two ago. Trey Lance. You know, Carson Wentz Jr. And the 49ers are supposed to be built to win now. And they're going to be led by a 21-year-old? That just seems insane to me. But you know, as they say, the NFL is a copycat league, so everybody's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. I think the Eagles have wasted 10 years of drafting, looking for the next Deshaun Jackson. Some guys there just are one of, you know, that unique guy, and you're going to waste a lot of draft capital trying to find the next. Is there a next Patrick Mahomes? I don't know there is. But we'll find out, you know, in the upcoming years, right? So, all right, enough about that. Let's get to the Friday MLB picks. Like I said, we've been on a cold streak here. I'm trying not to get too sad about it. Baseball's a long season, so I think we have, and this is the first year that I've used this model in a regular baseball season. Last year didn't count. So, you know, I'm hoping that we're learning as we're going. It's like, okay, that was a mistake, and that angle maybe doesn't work so well early in the year. You know, we're hoping experience starts teaching us some things. Pittsburgh Louie, he's still doing well in the comments, so I'd check him out. I'm noticing that he is more of a traditional, I think, baseball handicapper, where myself and my picks and my model are much less traditional. The traditional baseball model or handicapper, I would say, he focuses on the shorter prices, the ones that are around a 50-50 proposition, rather than your huge favorites or underdogs. You know, my model, it may come up with anything. So, and needless to, well, I don't say needless to say, but at the moment, Pittsburgh Louie's kicking ass, and I am not. So, check that out. All right, let's see. I think we have a real advantage here with the Mets at Philadelphia tonight. The Mets always play well down in Philly. The Mets get the best of, I guess, both worlds there, in that it's always a semi-home game for them. The good Met fans come down to Philadelphia. In other words, the Met fans want to cheer for the Mets. When they're home, you know, it's like sometimes it's like Philadelphia. When the Phillies are home, you got, you know, sometimes you got that hardcore element who is not afraid to point out, you suck. You goddamn suck, and we're sick of this. Boo. Well, those people don't come down to Philadelphia to do that. They just don't, you know. So the Mets are getting cheered in an away stadium in Philadelphia. I mean, now granted, there's, you know, a smattering of fans because Philadelphia is still East Germany, but they always play well down there. And Stroman, you know, I think this is a guy who could be, you know, he's about prime. He's about that age where he's prime for a career year. Definitely better than Chase Anderson. Light years better than Chase Anderson. Bryce Harper, the Phillies' main offensive threat. Is he going to play? I mean, he didn't play yesterday. He got hit in the face Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. He got hit in the face with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Didn't play last night or yesterday afternoon. Will he play tonight? I mean, obviously he should, but this is, you know, the 21st century baseball player. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Allegedly, all his tests are clear and he has no concussion or anything like that, but still, it was clear yesterday and he didn't play. So, and if he does play, that strikes me as the kind of thing that might just, he was in a real groove and it might just throw him off the track. So we'll see. I definitely think that we have an advantage here with the Mets. Cubs Reds. Small play here on the Cubs. Now they got their guys back. They got pretty much a full deck for whatever that's worth. I still think, Rizzo, Bryant, Baez, these are three guys that are in their prime and are very good players. And if you can get all three of them on the field at one time, you got something there. That's a team that can win. Arrieta, he's at this stage of his career, he's pretty eh. But then the Reds, the Reds are the Reds. So we're getting a slight small price to be paid here as an underdog versus the Reds. I'm going to say the Cubs are going to score some runs tonight. So we'll take the Cubs at a small price, or getting a small price, I guess is the correct way we would say that. Indians White Sox is a big game. Probably they're I can't say the best teams because the Royals are in first place, but these going into the season, these would be all right. I don't know what I'm saying there because the Indians weren't picked to be anywhere near the front of the division, but Shane Bieber, he's like the defending Cy Young winner, right? And I think this guy there's still value on this guy. I just think he's that good, and he's definitely better than Dallas Keuchel. We're going to play this run line here. Here's the thinking that if Bieber's on, he's likely to just go out there and shut the White Sox out. Just boom, here's a 0. 7 innings, 0 runs. You get nothing and like it. And then all the Indians got to do is, just score a handful of runs and, we get a nice price there. Now, if Bieber doesn't have it, the Indians are likely just to go ahead and lose then. White Sox hit a couple home runs. They win the game 4-2, 4-1, 2-1, whatever. It doesn't matter at that point, and we save some money by having the run line. So we're betting Bieber's going to be on. We're betting that the Indians are able to get a nice, easy, solid, say 3-1, 4-2 win here. That's what we're looking for. So 2 stars on that one. This is a game of the night. The Orioles A's. I think the wrong team's favored here. I think the Orioles are definitely better than a 50-50 proposition to win this game. You got John Means. He's a budding ace for the Orioles. A guy coming into his own. He's been their best pitcher for a year or two now, and I think he's getting better. The Orioles, they're a slowly improving team. They held their own with the crummy Yankees again this week. Now, they go cross country, but, the A's are dropping in cross country too. They haven't been sitting there developing a rhythm. They've been on a road trip. So this is the first game they're coming off a long road trip. So I think the A's might be in a little bit of chaos at the moment mentally. That chaos when you come home after a long trip. Have you ever done that? Has anyone ever taken a long trip and gotten home? And it just takes you a day or two to get back into your normal home rhythm. So that's what we're hoping is that the Orioles can capitalize on that little bit of chaos here. And Mike Fiers pitching for the A's. This is his first start all year. He hasn't thrown all year. So I don't know how good he's going to be. Plus, how good is he anyway? He of the famous, he's the one that blew the whistle on the Astros on the trash can scandal down there in Houston. After, of course, he was no longer on the Astros and he had his, his ring. So I don't have a ring. It's upstairs. Oh well. I'm married, but it's on. Whatever. At any rate, Fire's not very good. Means definitely better. We have a definite edge in the pitching department in this game. So plus 122, I think that's a deal. Take the Orioles. This is top play. Let's see. Rockies. Diamondbacks. We're going to go ahead here with Baumgartner. Seems like we've had him earlier in the year and he killed us. But his last two starts have been good. He's, maybe it's not over for this guy. Maybe he's starting to figure some things out, how to win in a different jersey than the Giants jersey. I think he's as good as John Gray from the Rockies. Let's put it that way. So, if that's even, then you got the offenses, the Rockies offense versus the Diamondbacks offense. That's probably about even. Then the Diamondbacks are at home. I mean, I think there's a small edge here for the Diamondbacks. So we'll take them for 2 stars. And then lastly, we got the Angels going up to the Mariners. Again, we'll use the run line. The Angels are certainly a team that deserves the run line because they're unpredictable. We have had no luck with these guys. If they hit the ball against Chris Flexen, which they certainly should, they should square him up for crooked numbers tonight. The run line won't matter. We'll get paid. Now, if they're not on, like we had them earlier in the week as a top play, and they just, I think it was Fulton Evans, or how do you pronounce that name for the Rangers pitcher? Well, they couldn't get anything off that guy and lost the game outright. And we should have been on the run line, and we weren't. We got hurt. So, if the Angels don't have it, they're probably just going to get beat. So we're thinking the Angels are going to swing the bats, beat that guy flexing up, and they usually play pretty well up there in Seattle. Their record's good at Seattle, where they play, 3 times a year. So they're pretty familiar with the whole deal as it goes up there. So we like them for 2 stars on the run line. Starters that we want as far as must start in today's COVID era. You almost have to do this because you lose guys at least once a week. Some guy you thought was going to pitch doesn't. So we definitely want Stroman, Bieber, Means, Baumgartner. Yeah, those are the guys we want. The rest we can just say action or whatever. All right, that's all we got. Let's get this up here for you. One other thought. Kentucky Derby tomorrow, right? It snuck up on me. It's like somebody sent me a text just now. I'm like, Kentucky Oaks. Talking about the Kentucky Oaks. That's the Philly race that precedes the Derby on the Friday before the Derby. And I'm like, it's tomorrow. It just snuck up on me. It's the 1st of May, but hey, it's first Saturday in May. So, hey, here's what I would do on that. I've had a little luck with this method over the past couple years. You're basically looking for the most experienced jockey, the most experienced trainer. Whatever combo of those two you think has got the most experience, good experience, not shitty experience. In other words, I've run a horse in this race for 12 years and lost every time. Not the kind of experience you're looking for. You're looking for good experience. So whatever trainer has the most, win place shows, whatever jockey has the most win place shows in the Derby, that's who you're looking for. So I don't know who that is because I haven't had time to crunch numbers. Maybe I'll do that. Probably do that tomorrow afternoon while I'm sitting in the chair watching the preliminary races. But that would be who you want to play. All right, good, great, thanks. Enjoy making the videos for you. Even if we're losing, I still like it somewhat. I like it better when we're winning. We appreciate any comments that you make. Thanks, Pittsburgh Louie, for helping out the show. If you're new, go ahead, hit the like button. Or if you don't like it, please don't hit the dislike button. But if you like the thing, think about subscribing. That's always helpful for us too. Great, good, thanks. See you later.